Hello, this is Donovan and Euro's Big Mama with my 2 cents. As you can see, I am Disney Cruise bound. Well, take that back. I'm waiting on the cruise ship to move. We've been sitting here. I think we got here maybe a couple hours ago, but it seems like forever. And they're still loading people because we've sailed before. We got a chance to load early and get a few benefits. Disney knows how to spoil you, and that wasn't a shameless plug. That is the absolute truth. And so we got priority boarding and stuff, but I really want to talk about this wait. Oh my God. And then I was thinking, that's how it feels sometimes when you're waiting and you're expecting something really good. You're expecting something better than today. You're expecting something, even though it's just a temporary trip for a few days. It's just exciting to wait for it and to see. Y'all, I used to think that, when I first started cruising with the kids, they were older. And so I was kind of feeling like, man, I wish I could have afforded this when they were younger. But if I tell you they enjoy this experience more now than I think they would have when they were younger, I think they would have taken it for granted. But now Mickey comes out, William loses it, and Tiana comes out, and Master forgot she had a baby. And so it's just so much fun to watch them enjoy this. But I'm still waiting. And the food is great. They have the food just for when you first loading on, because people, as I said, they're still loading. And so we ate, and I'm still waiting for the boat to move. And had a dance party. Rose got a chance to do her wiggle, 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 and she had and Donovan, oh my Lord, they have this place that for the kids to go. I forgot, it's Oceaneers Club, and it has so many great things. And he had a chance to. I'm gonna post pictures about this because that in itself is a story that I want to tell. And right now I'm so emotionally attached to the story. I really can't put, as you see, I'm struggling with words to see how his uncle and his dad worked together to make sure he had the Marvel experience. And him being a quadriplegic, see, I'm already welling up inside because there's so many kids just like him don't get these experiences. And I just attribute it to how they love on each other, how my kids love on each other. And that was one of my main goals when I was training them, is to teach them to love on each other, because they'll be with each other way longer than I'm gonna be here on this earth. And I want them to be able to not only love on each other, but lean into each other. Because at the end of the day, that's what you have. But I'm still waiting. So we've had all this great stuff and so many more great experiences coming. But 3 hours later, I'm still waiting. And where am I going with this? When we're waiting on God to do something that you know in your spirit, you know is going to happen. You absolutely know is going to happen. It seems like nothing that He gives us before in our prayer time for waiting, for experiencing the great things that He has for us, nothing seems to satisfy us, because we know something greater is ahead. And so I came on to talk about waiting. And while we're waiting, what should we be doing? And I'm not an expert, but I have expertly lived these 57 years to the best of my knowledge and what God has given me. And there's certain things I've learned in the waiting. And to make it not so torturous and not seem like it's lasting forever, one thing I've learned, that in the waiting, I'm just not sitting around as most people think waiting is, just sitting around, think it's gonna fall out the sky or whatever you're expecting. No, I'm busy. In the waiting, there's always something to do. And that's why I told you the stories. Because in the waiting, there's always something I'm supposed to be doing. As I'm waiting on a financial turnaround, well, I can't just say I'm waiting on a financial turnaround and still spend my money ragged, or still avoid my creditors, or still just whine and complain every time someone calls me. I'm not really waiting on my financial breakthrough. I'm waiting on the next person to whine to. Because while I'm waiting on my financial breakthrough, I am inquiring of the Lord, what can my hands do to bring in more income? How can I make myself more valuable to the marketplace? Or how can I open up a whole new marketplace? I love to tell the children, as you know, I teach careers. There are going to be careers that I cannot possibly train you for that career, but I can give you the foundational working skills. So while I'm waiting on a financial breakthrough, I'm busy. I am busy building my finances. That noise you hear is another ship leaving, and guess what I'm doing? Waiting on my ship's turn. So I learned that too. There's always something I'm supposed to be doing. There's always something God has for me to do. Another thing I've learned in the waiting is that I choose my attitude in it. I can go through waiting, drudging. I can go through waiting, just mad at the world, having an attitude. Or I can find joy in every moment of my wait. And that's what, as I shared with you a minute ago, I was so tired, but just being able to see my children be successful in enjoying the pre-planned stuff. There's always something to do. Disney has something to do. If your eyes are open, there's something to do. And so I chose the attitude of, I'm not going to let waiting a few more hours. I still have hours to wait before the boat moves. I still have to learn how to, if something happens while we're on our cruise, what to do. So I still have that part to wait. But the point is, not only there's something to do, but I have to choose my attitude in the waiting. What about you? You waiting on a child to act right, or you waiting on a husband to act right, or a wife to act right. You waiting on a new job. There's always an attitude that you have to choose. You got to choose an attitude of expectancy, an attitude of joy, an attitude of still being kind to others. You have something to do. I keep putting it back on you even during the waiting. And finally, during the waiting, the seeds I sow now are for the wait later. Because see, what I'm saying is, I'm going to get, this cruise is going to move. In the next few hours, I'm going to move. My finances are going to change. But what I'm doing now is sowing into my next struggle, or sowing into my next project, or sowing so that because life happens. Come on, let's just be real about it. Life happens. Jesus did miracles. Jesus had struggle. Jesus did miracles. The Pharisees came attacked him. So life is cyclical. So what I'm doing in this cycle now, I'm not waiting until I get to my next cycle. I am planting seeds now so that I'll be ready for the next cycle. Because it's coming. Come on. This is coming to pass. Then, as it said, Jesus went out in the wilderness. The devil left him for a season. He didn't leave him forever, just for a season. So in my season of joy and rest and my Wusa season, I've already started planning, because I know eventually the waters are going to get troubled again. God's still God. I still have stuff to do. I still have to choose the right attitude. And I still have to plan for the next season until I leave. And when I leave this place, I'm planting for legacy. So some of the seed I'm planting today, it's for Yuri Rose, y'all. I'm her grandmother. And when you see waiting with the purpose God intended, it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. So while you wait, remember, there's always something to do. Choose your right attitude and plant seeds for the future. This has been Donovan and Yuri Rose's grandmother, Big Mama. I keep forgetting that. They're Big Mama. Just giving you my 2 cents. See you soon.